Hello, good evening. Welcome to the Cool Library. I am your host, Ellen. Um, I don't know what I'm doing with this intro, but hello. This is a series I've been doing on my channel that I've been really enjoying where I read books and then I watch the movie Adaptation and then I discuss my thoughts, what I thought about the book, what I thought about the movie, the differences between them, and then in the end, I decide which one I think is better, the book or the movie. So for this episode, we're doing Hello, Goodbye, and Everything in Between by Jennifer E. Smith. I have read a couple of other Jennifer E. Smith books. I really love her stuff. It's very like light, fluffy rom-coms for teens that you can just read really quickly, which I'm really hoping is the case. And I don't know anything about this one, if I'm being honest. I just know it's a romance, and it's for young adults. So I'm gonna read it and let you know my thoughts, and then we're gonna watch the movie. It's gonna be fun. So I have made it to the halfway point of this book. There it is. It's taken me longer than I expected to get to the halfway point, but I'm hoping to finish this very, very soon. So I can now tell you what this book is about. This book is about our two main characters, Claire and Aiden. They have been dating and like boyfriend girlfriend in high school for I think 2 years now, and they're like head over heels in love. They're like the couple of their year, but they're both going to two separate colleges. One's on the East Coast, one is on the West Coast, and they're leaving tomorrow. And they're like, listen, we need to make a decision. Do we want to stay together or do we want to break up? Because like, will we be able to handle long distance? All that stuff, which very reasonable stuff to think about. And so like this whole book is following them throughout their entire last night together before they leave the next morning. And each, like throughout the night, they're making these stops along the way to like places that have really impacted their relationship or were like big moments within their relationship. And it's like taking you back like into memories as well of their relationship. So it's really sweet and nice. But where I left off, like halfway through, which by the way, this part is not spoiler section yet, so you're good to listen if you haven't read it. But where I've left off, they've already made their decision about what they're going to do about their relationship, which makes me think that since there's a whole other half, that might not actually be the decision that they make. I don't know yet. But the other thing is too, we do have two other friends within this friend group. So we have Claire and Aiden, our main couple, but then we also have Scotty and Stella, who are like their best friends, and they're this like foursome friend group. There was this like just big bomb that just dropped in their friendship and exploded it, and so there's been a lot of like fighting between friends, and so now I'm just hoping that like friendships can get resolved as well as our two love interest leads. I want everyone to be happy and everything to get resolved. I also just want to mention like Jennifer E. Smith's writing. There's just something about it that's so addictive. It's so addictive. Every time I like get started on reading this, I just want to keep reading and reading and reading. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do that just because of time. I've only been able to do like one chapter a night, but I'm hoping tonight will be the night that I can finish it. Hello. I'm back. I have finished the book. I have COVID. I have COVID. So I have been spending all day today looking at a TV screen without these glasses on, so I think that might be why I have such a horrible headache. But I have been feeling super woozy all day. I've had a bad, horrible taste in my mouth all day. My throat is feeling better though. Cough is better. Still have a runny nose though, but yeah, so that's life with COVID right now. But I did finish this book and I really liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. I really liked how it's realistically done. Like, the author really took this topic that is like, I think, so relevant to a lot of teenagers when they're transitioning into college, about like, do we want to stay together or do we want to break up before going to college? Because like, can we, because I love all the discussions that the two main characters have in here about like, can we realistically have a relationship when we're going to be thousands of miles apart from each other? And so I liked how realistic it was, and the ending was also realistic while also being super like sweet and just like aw at the same time. Like it's just very well done. It's very beautiful, but also still like kind of pulls at your heart. And so yeah, I really liked that. I think there's just Jennifer E. Smith can't go wrong for me. I'm just always gonna love her books. I think there's still like two more of hers that I haven't read, but she's been a winner every single time I've read her books. I think my one gripe with this was that the ending did drag on. There were a lot of moments at the end where I was just like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. I will probably watch the movie tomorrow just because I think I've been looking at a TV screen for way too long, or a computer screen. Sorry, I've been looking at a computer screen. I've not been outside of my room pretty much all day, except for bathroom. This was a good book. I'm excited to watch the movie. I do know Jordan Fisher is in the movie, and I was picturing him as I was like reading this book, but I can already tell you that's one big difference, because in the book, the character he plays is a redhead, and I believe has freckles, and that is not Jordan Fisher. He does not have red hair, but I'm actually excited to see Jordan Fisher in this role, because I think he can do it really well. He can play like the charismatic as well as like goofy and lovable guy, but also has a lot of very vulnerable moments within this, which is another thing too, because it's not just like about the two main characters, their relationship with each other, but we also have like their relationship within the friend group and with the other two friends, Scotty and Stella, which I'm excited to see them and who has been casted for them, because I do enjoy those two characters as well. But that was one thing within the book, I think, was like we didn't really get an ending on how their relationship ended up. I'm hoping the movie can answer that for me. But either way, I'll see you when I've seen the movie. I almost forgot to mention, I did give this a 4.5 stars. I'm quite surprised. I thought it was going to turn out to be more like 4, but it's a 4.5. Still very much enjoyed it. Still not my favorite Jennifer E. Smith book. I think my favorite is still The Field Notes on something. It's here. I can't remember the title, but it's something like that. Anyway, yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow when I watch the movie. I'm about 20 minutes into the movie. I'm not gonna film me reacting to the movie as much as I do actually enjoy watching reaction videos on YouTube. I just don't know how to do it, so I'm not gonna do it, but I am 20 minutes into the movie and already there are so many differences, so I just need to like talk about them now or I know I'm gonna forget them. So the parent situations, completely different than what they were in the book. Claire has, in the book, she has both her parents and they've been living in the same town for her whole life. Aiden in the book has two parents and he does not get along with the dad very well. He also has a little sister, and they moved into the town like 2 years ago. In the movie, Claire has just one mom, and they've been traveling throughout her life. Like they were at that town until her first grade, and that's when they moved, and she's gone to like 6 different schools within this time, and then they moved back to this town. And now her mom is dating this new guy, and that's that. And then Aiden, it's still like, he still has 2 parents and a little sister, but I believe, I can't remember what his parents did in the book, but in the movie, both of his parents are doctors, and I feel like that's different, but I can't remember what his parents did in the book. Now, Claire is going to Dartmouth, which is the same as the book. I can't remember what her major was going to be, but in the movie it's poli-sci. Aiden, however, in the book he's going to UCLA. His parents wanted him to go to Harvard because he was going to be a legacy but he wanted to go to UCLA. Got into UCLA, so he chose UCLA. In the movie, it's looking like he's going to Berkeley for exactly what his parents want him to do, which was not the case in the book. So we'll see how this goes. Wait, no, he's not going to Berkeley. Oh my God, sorry. I forget where he's going. But he is going to be like a pre-med student at a college. Oh yeah, they haven't mentioned where he's going. So that's like right there in and of itself, like the hugest difference. Also in the movie, they've only been together for a year. In the book, it was 2 years. And then Stella, who is Claire's best friend, in the movie, she is a lesbian. So obviously her and Scotty are not going to have a relationship like they do in the book. So we'll see how this goes. But so far, I am enjoying the movie. I do think Stella's acting is not great so far, and it's kind of annoying me. However, I do think that the movie is doing a pretty good job so far. Again, I'm still towards the beginning. I think it's doing a pretty good job of showing how she's very dead set on like, this is the moment we're breaking up. After this, when we go to college, we're going to have our own separate lives, be our own separate people. And if we come back to each other, we come back to each other. And he's very much like, I need to convince her by the end of the night that like, we need to stay together, which was very much in the book. So I think they're doing a good job of like showing like the two separate sides of this night. So, and I've got COVID, and I usually do keep my mask on when I'm in the kitchen for my roommate's sake, but I need to talk. So I finished the movie. I'm just gonna say, assume that anything I'm saying right now is spoilers. It's all spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers, I guess just wait till the very, very end when I give a winner, or just go watch the movie. It's on Netflix. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be spouting out spoilers left and right from now on. So I already mentioned a few changes that were there. I think one thing I want to mention with the Aiden college change that they made in the movie, that is also very different in the sense that like in the book, there were two colleges. Okay, there were two colleges. There was Harvard, which is the one his parents wanted him to go to, and UCLA, which is the one he wanted to go to. And what he had said was that he didn't get into Harvard, but he got into UCLA. So he got to go to the one that he wanted to go to, which was also like so much further from Claire. But then we find out that he actually never applied to Harvard, so that way his parents would accept UCLA more. But then in the movie, it's different in the sense that like he wanted to go to Berkeley, but his parents wanted him to go to this other school, which they still haven't really mentioned what that school was. But in this movie, he didn't get accepted into Berkeley, the school he wanted, and is now going to the school that his parents wanted him to go to, which is closer to Claire, which was then like this whole thing. I was like, then why are we fighting about having to break up? Because like, you're going to be close to each other. We then see some more development. I think like the fights in the movie were very realistic. The movie is so different from the book though. Like everything they do on the date in the movie is so different from what they do in the book. Like everything that they do in the movie never happened in the book. Everything that happened in the book did not happen in the movie. And then also in the book, this was all like Claire's idea, and Claire was the one who like had this whole itinerary for the date. In the movie, it was Aiden who created this date and had a whole itinerary for it. So it was like a lot of things that were flip-flopped from the book, and there was... So my camera died, and I didn't have enough charge in my other battery, so I've just been sitting here like waiting for the battery to charge. And it definitely is not fully charged, but hopefully it's charged enough that I can finish the things that I want to say. So I don't remember where I left off, but basically the movie had so many differences from the book. At least both the book and the movie have the same essence and still essentially have the same plot of this couple. They're about to go to college and they're like debating if they should break up or not. The ending was also kind of different from the book. So this is definitely a very big spoilers if you haven't watched or read either of these. This is such an uncomfortable position for me. Okay, but essentially the ending of the book was like, I do like the ending of the book more. In the book, you had our two main characters just like, they went off to college, they broke up, they lived their own lives for 4 years without really much interaction with each other until like after the 4 years of college, and then they met up again and they started their relationship again, which I thought was like really realistic and really beautiful. And within those 4 years of college, they both had other relationships with people. She had a boyfriend, he had a girlfriend. I think that was really realistic, and I thought it was great that like these two people found their way back to each other after they had separated and lived their own lives and became their own people. And then in the movie, they kind of did that. So like they broke up, they both went off. Well, she went off to college. He ended up deciding to like not even go to school. He just moved straight to LA and tried to start his music career. But they only lasted like 1 year, and then she never had another relationship with a guy. He never had another relationship like with a girl or anything. Like they never had relationships with other people. And then they came together after 1 year. It's summertime and they get back together. And I was like, okay, well, I would have liked it more if it had been like, you know, the full 4 years of college, but whatever. I did like the change of Scott. Sorry, I keep changing the like angle of this camera because I'm not liking my position. I'm like too uncomfortable over there. My lighting is better over here. We're switching it over to this side. Okay, so I actually liked one of the changes that they made for the movie, which was the Scotty and Stella relationship. I mean, I love their relationship in the book, but I kind of like the changes they made for the movie. So Stella is a lesbian and she kind of has her own little side romance within this movie. And then Scotty is just being his dumb self. We had like one scene with him making out with Aiden's sister, which that was like a whole thing in the book where he kept joking about like dating Aiden's sister, and Aiden would get super pissed about it, which I never really quite understood in the book why he was like so pissed about it. But anyway, I like that they did make Scotty and Aiden's sister a thing, but it was literally just for one scene in the movie, and then it like never came back. It was never brought back up, so I don't really know. There was no like resolving that whole thing. It was just like they were making out, Aiden caught them, got mad, and then we never resolved that. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do like that the Scotty and Stella kind of got like their own separate stories. Also, the whole like Stella and Claire relationship in the book is kind of different in the movie in the sense that like they had a little bit more fighting about how Claire hasn't really been a great friend to Stella because she's been so preoccupied with Aiden. But that didn't really happen in the movie except for like maybe one line, and then that was it, which I actually kind of appreciated in the movie because as much as I did enjoy that in the book, that does kind of take away from the main story, which is just about our two main characters. But overall, I did enjoy the movie. I liked it, even though it is very different from the book. I think overall, this is where we get to the winner. So we've got the book, we've got the movie over here and the book over here. And so I think my winner, I gave the book 4 stars. And I'm giving the movie 3.5 stars. So the winner is the book in this round of book versus adaptation. The book has won. But I do think both are pretty good, but they are both also on like the average end of things. That's it. I do think my battery is about to die again soon, so. But that's it for this video. I do have 2 other book versus adaptation videos. If you haven't seen those, I'll link those down below. And then I will see you guys later with more videos. Bye.